Angani, I just completed my Cyberbacker assessment and initial interview. And I thought, wait, let me come back here and let you in on a few things before you even go click apply. Okay? So that I can give you just a few tips to maximize potential of getting employed. Before you go click apply now or apply here, I can't remember exactly what it says. You go to that link on my link tree, and you should go through the positions there. Have your pad and your pen, notepad, your pen, and then write down all the options that you are interested in. Mobile those positions. Go that page, you'll be able to click on each position and it will give you a rundown of what the position involves, right? Now, I did see with some of the positions, it looks like the responsibilities are so much. You're like, one person can't do this. But the reason they wrote it that way is because they are catering to multiple companies. So other companies will require this and that, and other companies will require this and that. So it's not really guaranteed that is everything that you'll be completing under that position. Some of the responsibilities will not be yours depending on the client that you work with. So anyhow, go through them and list down the ones that you are interested in, the ones that speak to your career goals, the ones that speak to your experience. Once you have decided which ones you are interested in, go through that apply here button, click it, and start filling that information. It will take you through the assessment, and sometime during the assessment, they will ask you which position you are interested in. You are welcome to tick more than one, right? On the list in the careers page, there will be a lot more positions there than you will see when you're filling in the form. When you're filling in the form, the positions that will be listed will be the positions that are available at that moment. You pick the ones that you are interested in, make a note of the ones that you have selected, however many you want. The more the merrier, right? You go through the values assessment, you go through a bit of what's like a psychometric assessment in a way. It's just personality stuff. Once you're done with that, once you're done with all of that and uploaded your resume and you've accepted the non-disclosure. The non-disclosure is just to say you will not record what is on the assessment. You will not be sharing with anyone with what is on the assessment. It's not saying you shouldn't share anything about Cyberbacker, just what's on the assessment. You go through, you'll get a link or you'll click a button and then it will take you through Zoom, right? It will take you through Zoom and then it will give you a rundown of what the initial interview is about. The initial interview, don't be scared. They're not going to be asking you difficult questions about your skills, about all those different things. It will just be a quick 5-minute chat with someone. You get into Zoom, you get into a group kind of Zoom. The guy will explain to you, okay guys, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you can expect, and then they'll put you into a waiting room. You will wait until someone is available. Now, if you feel witty at that time you're not ready to have an interview, you will be given a link by that guy that is going to, or that person who's going to be explaining to you while you're in a group what is going on. They are going to give you a link which you can save and you can come back when you are ready for an interview. Because even though it's an informal interview, you still need to look impressive. I tried, Nami, to look impressive. Don't ask us below the belt. It's a mess. But anyhow, once you are in the waiting room, as soon as someone is available, the waiting time was like, I think, less than 30 minutes. In the career thingy, the career opportunity night thing, they did say the best time where there is shorter waiting time for the interview is 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. Manila time. When I worked that out, it works out to about 3 a.m. South African time, 3, 4, 5, 6, somewhere around there. So if you are willing to wake up at that time to have the interview, you are welcome at that point after the group interview to exit. Just take the link that he will give you, save it somewhere, exit, and then whenever you are comfortable and you are ready, you can hop back on and then you'll be taken to the interview. Okay, you will wait in the waiting room for however long until someone is available to take the interview. They are available 24/7 even on weekends, right? Then that interview is just to get your specs. They will check if you've completed the assessment. They will check if they have your resume. They will ask you about your device specs. Device specs, minimum RAM, 8 gig, minimum. E-processor, they want Intel Core i3 and above. They do need a 60 gig free storage. I think that was the minimum. I don't remember, but it was around about 60 somewhere there. Available space. They didn't ask me about the available space, but they did ask me about the other stuff. They will ask you about your ISP, who is your internet provider. Remember, they only want fiber and DSL, no wireless. They will ask you about your backup. Your backup can be a wireless, but your main cannot be a wireless. It has to be fiber or it has to be DSL for security reasons. They will ask you about your internet speed. The minimum is 10 Mbps. They'll give you an opportunity to run the speed while you're waiting for someone. You can run a speed test to see how much your speed is. Once you are done with that, right, they'll have a little chat with you. I think the only other question she asked me was that, what is my 5 to 7 year plan? You're like, okay. But she asked me, what is my 5 to 7 year career plan? Where do I see myself in 5 to 7 years? Another question that she asked that I wasn't waiting for was, is there any medical issues that they should know of? Anything that could possibly happen that will prevent me from work? Or am I planning travel somewhere within the next 6 months or anything? They also asked me if I'm willing to get a police clearance. And that was about it. Once that is done, it takes them 24 to 48 hours, so 1 to 2 business days to get back to you so that you can move on to the next process. I think they called it the CBPA, Cyberbacker Personality Assessment. Once you're done with that, you then move on to the next stage of interviews, which is the formal one now, where the interview is about 30 minutes and you get interviewed by clients, and then they match you up with your clients based on the results of your personality test. So based on what it is that you were interested in, what positions you were interested in, and the personality assessment results, and then they will match you up with the client. How many clients you're going to meet with depends on how quickly you match up with the client. So if you match up with the first one, there's no need for a second one, right? If you match up with number 5, you don't have to go further, you are matched up. Once you are matched up, and then a formal training starts, because your training will be based on your position, what systems you'll be using. So it will be work training, right? Understand also why you're going through this interview process until the point where you are matched up with the client and you've got a contract. You are not paid. You'll only be paid after the contract. Hang it. And then they do provide support. I think when I actually listened to them and I looked at the amount of support that they provide, as a placement agency, I'm just going to call them a placement agency themselves, they provide more support than JobDuck does. Because with JobDuck, most of the support you get it directly from the client and not from a JobDuck. With a Cyberbacker, they provide more. They say they provide more. From what they're saying, they definitely provide more. I cannot say whether they provide more